Welcome to another episode where we're looking at the Wild Game Innovations trail camera range. In the last episode we looked at the Vision 12 Lightsout camera, which retailed at $119.95 and had a 12 megapixel still camera and 720p video. If you want to see that video, if you click the link below or the one again at the end, you can see that. But in this episode we're going to look at the Silent Crush Lightsout, which is a 20 megapixel still camera and shoots at 720p video. It retails at $179.95. Now if you look at the two of them side by side, the first thing you're going to notice is that the IRs are placed in a different location. In the Vision 12 they're all at the top, whereas the Silent Crush 20 megapixel camera, they're round the edges as well. I'll just put this camera out of the way on here, make it easier to see. The other thing you will notice is that there are two lenses. It also has the setup lens that will flash here, the light I should say, and we have the sensor that will tell the camera whether it's night or day. You have the detection zone that will fire out at about 30 to 40 degrees in a cone shape to detect the heat and movement that will trip the camera. But the important thing is these two lenses. We have a daytime lens at the top and a nighttime at the bottom. The other cameras all have an IR filter which drops over the lens when it goes into night mode to film. Anytime you introduce an extra layer of glass over a lens, you're going to lose a slight bit of quality. So having the two separate lenses in this case will give you much clearer image both night and day. This one doesn't open from the bottom, this opens from the side. So if I open this one up, I'm going to show you something you should not do. So if I open up the battery compartment, you'll see the batteries in there. Now you should never mix two different sizes or two different types of batteries. You should always have the same inside. Which batteries you use? Well, in winter I would certainly recommend lithium energizers. They seem to be the best in low temperatures. But for fine weather like this, I would either go personally for rechargeables and go for 2700 or 2500s, something with a decent bit of power in it. But we close that up there, so the battery's in there, and you've got the SD card at the bottom. Again, that will take up to a 32 gigabyte. You can use a slightly less one if you want, but make sure it's a class 10. That will say the word class, or it'll have a C with a 10 beside it in a circle. It's the same as the other ones. You just press the power button there to put it on and it lights up, and on the front you'll get the light flashing to tell you that you're setting the camera up. It's got quite an intricate menu system inside, so it does take a bit of going through and setting it up for how you would like it. Not everybody's going to use it in the same way. So if you look at this in detail, I'll go through the individual things on the actual menu itself. So as you look at it from the top, as you come down, you've got the date and time, which is always worth setting. If you don't set the date and time, then you will regret it, and then because you won't know when the camera's been triggered. It's very important for me as a wildlife photographer to know when the animals are in any given area. Then you have the location, so if you're one of these people who move your cameras about, you can set the location, give it a name, so that when you get back you'll know exactly where it was tripped. The next in the line is the trigger, so you can have PIR mode, flexi time, or both, and that's allowing you to do time lapses if you wanted to do something like that. Then you've got the flexi time, which is on all day as I would normally have it, or you can have it for dawn and dusk. You've got the PIR mode, which is still or video. Again, that's entirely up to yourself. Then you've got the PIR active, whether you've got it active for 24 hours or day or night. Below that you've got the PIR sensitivity, which is high, medium and low. Now these cameras are set off by heat and movement, so at different times of the year, like in the summer, you probably need it more sensitive to pick up the differences between, a warm stone or an animal and vegetation blowing about in it, less so in the winter, whereas you might think it should be the opposite way you would have it. And then you have got the exposure down there, so you can have a high, medium or low. You can have your resolutions for your still image, which is high, low and medium. And same with the video itself. It will shoot regular or it will shoot wide, which will be 16:9 should you wish that. And then the last one at the bottom, you have the delay. Now if you're shooting video, when the camera is tripped by heat and movement, it will film for 30 seconds, then it will stop. And depending on what you set this camera to, you can delay it by 5, 15, 30, 1 minute, 5 minutes or 10 minutes before that camera will be triggered again. So if you've got a badger moving about in front of it, once the camera has filmed it, it'll stop recording. And then it might wait as long as 10 minutes if that's what you have set. One thing you must remember though is when anytime you are going through the menu and you move it and change it to something that didn't have it at previous, always confirm it in this one with the OK button, otherwise it'll just revert straight back. So if you had it in video, moved it across to still, unless you confirm it with the OK button, it will just revert back. So always remember that. For fastening this one up, you've got a strap that will come with it, which you put around through the strap holes on the back here. You've also got a security thing through here. You could put a wire or a padlock or something through there, just in case some casual person came across it and saw it and wanted to open it up and see. It would deter them. But they're very well camouflaged, so you shouldn't have any problems with them at all. I hope you found these introductions to trail cameras quite useful. In the last in the range, in the next episode, we'll move to the 360-degree camera, which is the top of the range, and as it suggests, films in 360 degrees. So hope to see you then.